While there was a period in English history where the royalty could do pretty much anything they wanted, that was at least 3 centuries ago. Princes George and Louis have a lot of oddly specific responsibilities as heirs to the throne. While this might surprise people living in the United States, where religious freedom is guaranteed for all people, including government figures, the sovereign of the United Kingdom is required to be in communion with the Church of England. According to the University College London, this rule dates all the way back to the days of the infamous King Henry VIII, who became the first head of the Church of England when England separated from the Roman Catholic Church after the Reformation. To this day, the sovereign is named the Church's supreme governor, and as such, the King or Queen of England is not allowed to break from the Church of England in favor of any other religion. Because Prince William is next in line to the throne, this rule applies to him, and because his eldest son, Prince George, is in line for the throne after him, this rule is likely to apply to him as well. Another rule that will apply to George, Charlotte, and Louis dates all the way back to the Royal Marriages Act of 1772. This act of the Parliament of Great Britain imposed conditions regarding the marriages of royal family members. At the time, the sovereign was given the right to veto any proposed marriage of any member of the royal family in an effort to protect their bloodline from any marriage that might, quote, diminish the status of the royal house. Obviously, in the modern age, this feels immensely outdated, and so in 2011, the Perth Agreement made an adjustment to this part of the act. Under the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, the new rule is that the first 6 people in the line of succession require permission from the monarch to get married if those members of the family would like their future children to be included in the line of succession. In other words, these members of the firm don't technically have to get approval from the king or queen to marry, but if they want their children to be in line for the throne, they do. Because all 3 of William and Catherine's children are within the first 6 people in line for the throne, this rule will apply to all of them unless something changes in the future. While fans of famous people are accustomed to asking for autographs in the event they meet their favorite celebrity, fans of the royals will almost certainly be disappointed to learn that, according to Us Weekly, members of the royal family cannot sign autographs. Considering the signatures of high-ranking royals are responsible for the signing of major documents, including those pertaining to laws and international relations, it makes sense that it wouldn't be wise to allow just anyone to have access to a prince or princess's John Hancock.
I signed my first autograph tonight.
A complete stranger asked you to put your signature down on a piece of paper, and you did it?
However, that hasn't stopped Catherine, Princess of Wales, from finding creative ways around that rule. When Kate attended the Spring 2023 Chelsea Flower Show in London, a little girl asked her for her autograph. In response, she said, "My name's Catherine. I'm not allowed to write my signature, it's just one of those rules." To keep from disappointing her young fan, she instead offered to draw something else before proceeding to sketch a flower for the child. In a similar fashion, she drew a tree and a pond for 2 other children. We hope that the royal children will learn their mother's graceful way of finding ways around the rules when they begin encountering fans of their own. According to a set of rules and policies that were written in 1995 and updated in 2003, the material possessions of a royal are also under some regulations. As the Evening Standard reports, there are some types of gifts that members of the royal family are allowed to accept and keep as personal items, while others need to be accepted in an official capacity and do not belong to the recipient personally. It all depends on who gives the gift to the royal and how much that gift is worth. Any gift a royal receives in the line of duty, meaning a gift from a dignitary or head of state, a gift given during an official event, or something otherwise gifted to them in their official capacity, is not the property of that individual. Instead, as a representative of Buckingham Palace explains, it may be passed directly to the sovereign or added to the royal collection. Gifts given to royals by personal acquaintances, however, belong privately to the individual who receives them. The only exception to this rule is if the gift is given in a personal capacity by a person with an official role. In that case, that gift cannot be worth more than £150, or else it will be considered an official gift and follow those rules.
We want a gift! But only if it's money!
This last rule is a logical one, if a bit morbid. According to Express, in an effort to try and keep the line of succession intact and the senior members of the royal family safe, 2 direct heirs to the throne are not supposed to fly together on the same plane, in case something catastrophic should occur during travel. Because William is next in line to the throne, his eldest child, George, is in line directly after him. For this reason, Queen Elizabeth II had not wanted William and George to fly together in observance of this customary rule. However, on a few occasions, occasions, William and Catherine have opted not to separate George from his father on family trips. But when George turns 12, that will change. Once an heir to the throne reaches 12 years of age, this rule becomes non-negotiable.